Hey guys, it's Gabby. Welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys how I did these neutral spring nails. And I'm telling you, these are so easy to do. So for the first nail, I'm going to be starting off with a plain white base. And I did go ahead and apply a top coat and let that dry completely because I'm going to be using these palm tree nail vinyls that I got from What's Up Nails. And these things just make doing nail art so much easier. So basically all I'm going to do is place that onto my nail and then smooth it down with some tweezers. So next I'm taking the shade Central Parka from China Glaze and just applying it to a makeup sponge. I thought this would be the perfect color. It's like that army green shade. It looked like a tree to me. So after I applied that to the sponge, I'm just going to let that soak in a little bit and then go to sponge it onto my nail. When you're doing this, you want to make sure you're keeping it in whatever shape the vinyl is. So right now I'm just making sure to keep it only on the leaves and not go too far up. And if you do have shorter nails, you can always use the smaller end of the sponge just so you have more control where the polish is going. So I'm just going to keep dabbing that around my nail. And once the sponge dries, I am going to refill it. And this time I will be using the smaller side just so you guys can see what that looks like. So again, you're just going to brush on your polish, let that soak in a little bit, and then sponge it onto your nail. So this is a pretty easy process. I ended up doing this 2 times, but this is really going to depend on what nail polish you're using. So I would try to avoid a sheer nail polish and go for a more opaque one just because you want to work quickly and get the nail vinyl off as soon as you can. So as soon as I sponged on that second coat, I went ahead and removed it using some tweezers, and there is my palm leaf. And I actually realized there were some spaces that weren't completely opaque, but with this color it actually looks so good because it made it look more real. So I was really excited about that. But anyways, I decided to reuse this vinyl, which honestly I wouldn't recommend just because a lot of times it'll have the other nail polish stuck onto it. So the lines normally aren't as clean, and sometimes it can lose its stickiness so it won't stick as well to your nail. But I mean, they're leaves, so I didn't feel like they had to be perfect. So I did just do the same process. I'm just applying it to the sponge and then dabbing it onto my nail. And again, I'm just removing the vinyl as soon as possible. And you guys can see the lines aren't as neat, so you can go back in with the brush and fix some areas. But I actually love the way this turned out, you guys, especially with that matte top coat. Yes. So I actually decided to pair this with an ombre nail, and I wanted something really subtle just to go with the neutral look. I didn't have the shade of gray I wanted, so I'm going to show you guys a quick hack. But first I just started off with a white base and I applied a barrier around my nail for easy cleanup. And then again, I'm going to be applying nail polish to a sponge. And like I said, I really wanted a subtle look, but I didn't have a light gray nail polish, so I'm just applying a normal gray and then white underneath. And then I'm going to take the white nail polish and actually go over the gray. And you just want to do a thin coat of this, but basically it's going to make that shade a lot lighter and give you the look you want. So if you don't have a particular lighter shade that you want, you can try this out. But anyways, I'm just going to put that on and then sponge it onto my nail. And when you're sponging on an ombre, you're pretty much going to sponge up and down to mix the 2 colors together. And like the first design, once your sponge dries out, you're going to refill it. And I do have a more in-depth video of ombre nails that I will link down below, or up on the I'll link it somewhere. So after that, I'm just going to remove my barrier, and if you have anything left, you can just use a brush and nail polish remover to clean it up, and then you are done. You can add a matte or glossy top coat to this, and I am going to show you guys both, even though I ended up doing matte. And the matte top coat I use is Sally Hansen's Miracle Gel matte top coat because I get asked that, I'm not even kidding, in like every single video, so I will link that down below too. But yeah, so at this point I was like, okay, this is cute, but I just felt like I needed something for that neutral nail. So I ended up adding a gold glitter line going across the bottom. And this is something so simple, but I feel like it just added so much to this look and I was so happy with it. So I'm just using a small brush that I got from Amazon and I'm just drawing a line. So you can use striping tape to do this, but I feel like with glitter it is a lot easier to work with, so I went ahead and freehanded it. But again, you do have that option. And I didn't add a top coat over the glitter just because it is a pretty small area. So yeah, here is the finished look. I hope you guys enjoyed this nail tutorial, and I will talk to you in my next video. Bye!